In this Tech Byte, we are going to be taking a look at the staff portal mail merge function and specifically be looking at a letter that is geared towards discipline. After you have logged into the staff portal, we're going to go to Manage, and under Mail Merge, we're going to first go to Build Data Source File. Creating this file is going to compile the data fields that are going to be inputted into the mail merge letter. So since we are focusing on discipline, we need to choose a template type of infractions committed and then enter a title. You'll notice that down here we have a group of data fields that were automatically pulled over to be brought into the .csv file, which is what we are creating, because we have selected the infractions committed template. So we have an infraction date, the infraction reported by as a short name or full name, the action information, and then if they had multiple actions and infractions. So that's why there are so many data fields. Once we're happy with all of the data fields that we would like in there, which if you wanted to add or subtract, you can use the arrow buttons here after you highlight a field. We're going to click on Save Data Source. You are also able to save and recall settings if you plan on creating this file frequently. For my browser, I get this pop-up that says, do you want to open or save the .csv file? I'm going to save it. This might be different depending on the browser you run. Now I'm going to open the folder, and there it is in my Downloads folder. Before we go into Manage Letter Templates, we need to make sure that we have a Word document set up to be our letter that is going to go out with the mail merge. I have created a few letters beforehand, and I'm going to click on my discipline letter. Now, I'm getting this because I had previously associated it with a CSV file, but if I hadn't done that before, it would open up as a regular Word document. I'm going to click No for now. Now, technically, this is just a Word document since it is not associated with a CSV file. To get a Word document associated with the data source file, we need to go to the Open Data Source. Depending on what version of Word you are running will determine how the layout of the icons and the menus listed above will be. For me, I am able to click on Open Data Source here. Now we need to navigate to where we just saved that data source file, which for me was under Downloads. So I'm going to click on My Recent Documents, Downloads, Discipline Letter, Open. So now this document is associated with that CSV file. If you were starting from scratch, you wouldn't have any of these field names listed. So to add a new one, we would need to put the cursor where we want to include a field that we want data brought in for. Click on Insert Merge Fields, and then choose the field that you want listed. So in this case, we want the contact information, the contact name. So Dear Contact Name. I'm going to click on Insert. And now when this letter is processed in the mail merge, the contact name will be listed here. And you will do the same throughout the letter. Since this is a discipline letter, I have a lot of the discipline fields brought in down here. Now, I didn't create a table, but you definitely can in order to make things look a little bit differently. Things aren't lining up here just because of the field names, but when I go to print the letter, you'll see that all of the information lines up. So the different fields that I have brought in are the infraction date, the infraction, what action was taken, the action to and from dates, and which teacher was the one that applied the infraction in action. Below that, I have what appears to be the same information, but it's actually if they had a second infraction, then this is pulling that data instead of the first. So now I feel pretty good about this letter, and I'm going to go back and upload this to the staff portal. So now we're going back into the staff portal. Right from the Build Data Source files, we'll go under Manage Letter Templates. Here we're going to choose which letter we would like to upload. So when we select template type, we're going to infractions committed again, and then click on Browse and choose the letter that you would like to use. So we were using the discipline letter, we'll choose that, then click on Upload File, and it was successfully uploaded. Now we're going to the Print Send Letters and Labels. Again, we're going to select the template type of infractions committed and the letter that we just uploaded being discipline letter. Now we want to set the criteria to send out letters to only certain students who have either certain infractions or a certain number of infractions. As you can see up at the top, we can limit the infractions to drugs and alcohol, violence, weapons, bullying, or we can choose the particular code we would like to have associated with the letter. I actually would like to have all of them because after a student commits an infraction, I would like to send out a letter to the parent. Down here, we're able to limit letters to students with either more than or equal to, less than or equal to, or exactly a certain amount. So I'm going to click on more than or equal to, and I want it to be 2 infractions. So only students who have 2 or more infractions will receive this letter. Going to save. For discipline, you do need to select a date range. So let's go ahead and do that. I am going to go back a full year. So go to January 2015 and then choose the end of this week. Here's where you select your label template. And here's where you're going to select your recipient and sending options. You're able to send to one parent or one contact, or if you choose mailing flag, it will be sent to multiple contacts. I'll just choose the parent or guardian this time. You can limit 1 letter per family. I'm going to say no in case the family has multiple students that have different infractions. And if you wanted to send out emails, you are able to do so here. I am going to stick with letters today. If you wanted to track the information, you could. So if I put in 1 here, you're able to track the information down here, and you can add a title, discipline, track letters being printed or emailed, and then we're going to hit generate. So I only have 1 student that had 2 or more infractions, and it is for Amy Abiatici. And as you can see here, the parent's information was brought in, her address, information, the student name, and down here is the infraction information that I had sent out. So I have the infraction date, the infraction being a tobacco violation, action taken was detention, action to and from dates being September 3rd, and then Miss Carmen is the one who put up the infraction. Now you are able to close this in order to go back if you see something wrong with the letter, so you're able to close, or you could close and track and this information will be sent and ready to print. So now those letters have been sent to the printer. And that is a look at the staff portal merge looking at a discipline letter. Thank you.